Okay, students, are you able to see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about common source JFET model, right? Then we started with this circuit. Okay. With this circuit, then we come to the AC equivalent circuit, which is shown in figure number 3. Then this is the JFET model. Here Vin is the source voltage. Now in between gate and source, earlier I have shown a resistance RG in figure number 3 here. Now since this resistance is very high, so I have dropped this resistance. So gate, there is no resistance between gate and source. It indicates very high resistance. Then there is a current source GM VGS and RDS is the on resistance, RD is the drain resistance, and RL is the load resistance, right? So this is your figure number 4, which is shown here. Now RDS, RD and RL, they are, you can see these are connected in parallel. So I have given a new name to this RD, this RD. So this is equal to RDS parallel to RD parallel to RL. Now since RDS is very high, that's why RD will approximately equal to RD parallel to RL. Okay, right. Now this is your figure number 4. Now from figure number 4, we can draw the figure number 5. From figure number 4, we can draw figure number 5, right? So it will be like this. So here you can this is source, this is RD, and this current source is GM, V in, and here you will get out. Here you will get V out. Now you can see here in this figure also. See here RG is connected. This resistance is very high and this is Vin. So almost all the Vin is available across this RG, right? Because it is a very high resistance. So here you can say this is your VGS, right? So this VGS, you can say like this. Since RG is very high, therefore whole Vin is available at gate and source, right? That is V in is equal to VGS, right? So therefore your current source GM V in, this you can write it as GM VGS, right? You can write it as GM VGS. Okay. So now V out. If we see this figure, V out, it is the voltage across this RD and IL current is flowing through this. So you can write V out as IL into RD, right? IL into RD. Now, and this again can be written as V out is equal to minus ID RD, right? Because here you see direction of ID is opposite to IL. So this we have written since IL is equal to minus ID. And now this can again be written as minus ID. Now ID is your, this ID is your GM V in, right? And GM V in you are writing as GM VGS. So in this way you can write, so minus yeah, this is your model. Yeah, yes, this was your model GM VGS. VGS is this. So VGS, GM VGS can be written as V in, right? Since here I want to calculate the voltage gain, so I will write it in the same way, right? So I will write it as GM V in only this. So ID is GM V in RD, right? So now voltage gain. AB. AB is equal to V out by V in. Right? This is our equation number 1. So from 1 we can write this voltage gain is equal to, so you rearrange equation 1, so you will get in terms of V out by V in, right, in that way, or what you can do, V out is already given, it is minus GM V in RD by V in, right? V in numerator and V in denominator will be cancelled out. So you will get it is minus GM RD. This is the expression for the voltage gain, right? So here minus sign, negative sign indicates phase reversal. Right? It indicates phase reversal. That is, if this is your V in, suppose this is your V in. So suppose this is our V in. So our V out will be this. This will be our V out. Right? So this is the indication of the negative sign. Otherwise, the voltage gain, magnitude of the voltage gain is GM multiplied by RD. Right? So see how we calculated this. This is the common source JFET model. V in is the voltage source. GM VGS is the current source. VGS is this VGS, right? VGS here. Now here, since the resistance between gate and source is very high, so whole V in you will get as a VS. So VS and V in are same. Okay, VS and V in are same. So the current source you can write it as GM-V in. And these resistances RDS, RD and RL, they are in parallel. So I have replaced these three resistance by a resistance R small d, right? Which is equivalent, approximately equal to RD parallel to RL, because RDS value is very high in practical, right? So we will get this circuit. Now from this circuit, we find the voltage gain. For voltage gain, what we have done, we first find the expression of V out. V out is IL multiplied by RD. IL is equal to minus ID. So you can write V out is equal to minus ID RD minus ID RD, and ID is V in GM. So this way we got this expression of V out, expression number 1, right? And voltage gain is V out by V in. V out we replace by equation number 1. So finally we will get this value. Okay. So now example, let GM. So GM is the conductance, right? GM is the conductance, and let us assume its value is 4000 ms, right? Means micro see you will get you will get the value of GM in terms of Siemens or micro ampere per volt, right? Those type of micro ampere per volt we have seen in our when we solve the numericals in H parameter. So this is micro Siemens. And value of RD, right? Value of RD is, in practical case, I have taken one practical case, so its value generally comes around 4 kilo ohm. So with this, if you find the voltage gain, so this will be GM multiplied by RD, right? So GM you write in Siemens. So 4000 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 3 into 4 into 4 into K, okay, 10 raised to the power 3, right? So
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, micro means 10 to the power of minus
6. Yes, correct. It is 10 raised to the power minus 6.
Okay.
Milli.
Yeah, yes, sir. Milli is 10 to the power of minus.
Yes, correct. So this is micro. Right? So its value will come 16 AV. Okay. Now we will see input impedance. So here you can see the input impedance, this RG, right? RG, which is very high. That's why we have removed this RG. So if you see the input impedance here, right? So it is very high. So input impedance ZI is equal to RG, right? And Rg is normally very high, is normally right, normally very high, and its value is in the range of 100 kilo ohm to 1000 kilo ohm, right? So here you see in this figure we have removed the Rg, right? By thinking that its value is very high, so we have removed this. So it seems as an open circuit, but in fact it is not exactly open circuit. Open circuit means infinite resistance, right? But that is not a case. Its value is high, right? Very high. Normally it is in the range of 100 to 1000 kilo ohm, right? Now, can anyone suggest me why we say that the input impedance of this JFET is very high? Why it is very high? Why we say it is very high? See, if you recall the JFET operation, when we discuss the JFET operation, this is your N channel, right? This is your drain. Here it is source, right? So this side we connect this type battery, right? And there is P type of material. This is P material, right? This is P material. So this is your gate, right? So here what we do, we connect here a battery in this way. We connect this battery in this way, right? This is negative and this is positive. So what will happen? The P material of the gate is connected to the negative terminal, and N material here. So if it is connected to negative terminal, so a reverse bias is experienced at the gate, right? And we know that under the reverse bias condition, the current flow is not there, right? That's why in the gate terminal here, IG, gate current is 0. It is not exactly 0. It is 0 if the resistance is is infinite. So it is very small, right? Why it is very small? So gate current is very small. This means there is very high resistance, and that resistance is your input resistance. So input resistance is high. Why it is high? If somebody asks you question, then the answer is the gate terminal, which is connected to the P-type material, is basically connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So a reverse bias is experienced there. That's why the impedance is high, the resistance is high, right? So in this way you can explain this concept, right? Why the input impedance is high here. Okay. Now, third thing, output impedance. Right. So output impedance, when we measure the output impedance, then in normal practice we remove the load resistor. Okay. Then we remove the load resistor. So in that case, RDS and RD will be in parallel. You can see this, right? So you can write here also so that you can remember. In practice, while calculating output impedance. We remove RL, load. Right? So therefore Z output impedance is R ds parallel to RD. Right? Now since RDS is very high, therefore Z out is approximately equal to RD. Right? In this way you can write. Okay. So now in summary we can say that it has this common source amplifier. It has high voltage gain, it has high input impedance. See, if you are using a amplifier, then input impedance should be high, right? Why it should be high? Can anyone tell why the input impedance should be high for an amplifier? Because see here in this diagram you can see this is the source which you want to amplify, V in, right? If you have a high resistance input impedance, right, RG is the high resistance, then whole voltage source is available here, right? Then whole voltage source is available here, because see this V in, it will have some resistance, voltage source will have some resistance, so R in is less. So if input impedance of the amplifier is high, then maximum input voltage is available there. So for the amplification, you are having maximum signal which has to be amplified, right? And if its value is less, then you will have less value of the input signal which has to be amplified. So your voltage gain will affect it. So that's why your input impedance of any amplifier must be high, and this we are having here. Input impedance is high. Okay, and third we can say that it has phase reversal. Phase reversal. Okay. Now we see common drain. amplifier. Right? So in case of common drain amplifier, I will draw the circuit first here. There is one coupling capacitor. This is drain, gate, source. Okay, at the source we are having this resistor RS, right? And drain we have connected to plus VDD, right? So see, in case of common source, you see here, this is a common source amplifier, right? In case of common source amplifier, the output is taken across the drain terminal and the ground, right? So output you have taken across this drain here. This is your drain terminal and ground, which is your source, right? So always remember, in case of common source, you are taking the output between drain and source, just like common emitter transistor. In common emitter transistor, you take the output across collector and emitter. Emitter is connected to ground. But in case of common drain amplifier, you have to take output across source terminal and ground, right? Across source terminal and ground. So what you can do here? Here you can take V out. Directly the resistance which is connected at the source terminal, across this resistance you can take output. So RS acts as a load resistor, or sometimes you can connect a separate load resistor also, like this. Here you connect a capacitor. So suppose this is my capacitor 1 C1 and this is my capacitor C2. And now here you can connect load resistor. This is RL. So here you are taking the output. Right? So we are taking the output across source and ground, right? In common drain. Whereas in case of common source, we take the output across drain and ground, right? In that way, we were taking the output. Okay. So now this is our figure number 1. Now we will draw the AC equivalent circuit of this figure, right? So for drawing this AC equivalent circuit, simply what we will do, we will sort these capacitors there, and it will be like this. This is our RG gate, and here we have drain, common drain. It is common drain. and here you have RDS, right? Drain on resistance, then you have source resistance, and here you are having load resistance, and you are taking output across this. Right? And here you have the voltage V in, and this is GM V GS, right? Means GM V in, and V in, since RG is very high, so you can consider V in and VGS is equal. So this is GM VGS, right? Here it is source now, right? So this is the figure 2. Right? So now what I will do, RL, small RL, I have taken a new value, and this is equal to RDS parallel to RS parallel to RL, right? And this you can write it as RL is equal to RS parallel to RL, right? Since RDS is very high, right? So see, RDS value, if we calculate for any JFET, then its value is generally very high as compared to RL and RS, which we connect, right? So in this way, we have written this. Okay. Now, oh, cut is there. Okay, from here we will continue next class, right?